All right, guys, we're here at SHOT Show 2024. I'm here with Josh from Holosun. I would argue one of the most innovative companies at SHOT Show year after year, and you blew it out of the park once again. So go ahead and introduce yourself, and then we'll start getting into all these products.
Yeah, my name is Josh. I'm the marketing manager over here at Holosun. Like Hunter was saying, I mean, we have some incredible innovations this year. Every year that we get to SHOT Show, I ask myself, how are the engineers possibly going to top themselves and come up with something crazy and cool and innovative? And every year we continue to deliver. Next year, it's going to be a little tough to top this because we have some incredible stuff on the table
Yeah,
this year.
I mean, you just blew it out of the water. We've got thermals on the table, we've got night vision, we've got lasers, we've got some new lights and some new footprints for some of your smaller red dots as well.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, just kind of like out of the gate, let's crush a couple of rumors, right? Everyone's been asking like, hey, where's the DRS thermals? Where's the DRS night vision? Thankfully, these two guys are going to be shipping in the next 2 weeks. So you're going to see DRS night vision and thermal showing up at your retailers relatively soon. We know
They're here. There's no more waiting for the
Yes.
rifle ones at all.
Everyone got really excited last year as soon as we
Yeah.
debuted those, and like for a good reason, you know, but we wanted to really take our time and kind of just make sure we got everything ironed out with all the bells and whistles.
Sure.
There's a lot of stuff packed into these.
Absolutely.
And so it was just, we want to make sure we did it right. So these are going to be shipping out for you guys, so everyone's been waiting. They're finally on the way. Don't worry, it'll be coming much sooner. But all the fun new stuff, aside from these, which is already crazy cool. I mean, the new laser and flashlight that we have for the rifle is like probably going to be the game changer for everybody.
This is called the Iris, right?
Correct. Yep.
Okay. And so we have a illuminator laser, and what's cool on it is that you have an adjustable throw switch right here, and we'll get some nice shots. It clicks. It's very tactile and nice. I don't even know the details on this yet, but I think you might.
Yeah.
So I'll let you do the speaking on it.
Yeah, so basically this is the V-cell technology, so that vertical cavity surface emitting laser. Really cool tech, and the way that it works is it just creates a really, really nice defined circle around the edges. So it's not like that kind of that bloomy, hazy.
Static.
Exactly, right. So it's really crisp, but they're really, I mean, like you said, that the innovative part of this is that slider switch. Having the ability to take your IR illuminator down to like, say, softball size on a target at 15 to 20 yards to widening that up to like 10 guys stacked side by side, you can easily see, like it just pans so quickly.
Yep.
The adjustments are very tactile. It's not something you're easily going to do on the fly on accident. You're not going to bump that and accidentally do it. So having the ability just to quickly switch, I think is just, everyone's going to be super excited about it. But the form factor, I mean, this thing is incredibly small. It takes up so little real space.
That's what, I mean, like, here's my palm. Wait, hold on. Cell phone comparison.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah. So,
It's nothing.
I mean,
And it doesn't weigh that much either.
That's another thing too, is it's incredibly lightweight. It's one CR23A, CR123A, and it's just, like I said, I think the thing really for me though on this is the price point, right?
Okay.
Like in the
Tell me.
marketplace.
I don't even know what it is yet. I haven't done any
okay,
research.
okay.
I came right here so I can play with these lasers and play with these optics.
So I'll let you throw out a guess first then. What do you think this is going to cost? Here's what it comes with. You get a single switch in the box that's a crane port.
Okay.
Comes with this as it is. You get CR123A, and then I think we're also going to include a QD mount potentially, but it does come with a crossbow so you can really crank it down.
And a hard case that it comes in, right?
Correct, yep, yeah.
All right, realistically, given the other lasers on the market, I would assume it's in like the $1,600 and $2,000 range.
So the great thing about that, right, is if you told me that that's going to cost $1,600, you can buy two of them.
No way.
They're $800.
$800? Are you kidding me?
These are going to be $800. And so for us this year, I mean, just really coming after everybody. You know, this is just an awesome product release. And I think, everyone's been kind of dabbling in night vision and trying to get awesome setups. And it's been one of those things where there hasn't been a really good affordable option. And it turns out if you just listen to what your customers are asking for and make that as a product, they're usually pretty happy about it. And it turns out you don't need to spend a crazy amount of money to make a good laser unit. So we're really, really excited for people to get a chance to play with these. And we'll send some out your way so you guys can get some content for the viewers out there.
We'll do some POV through the 31s.
Yeah.
When you guys compare it to some other ones.
When you see the adjuster in action, it is freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Man.
Although I'm associated with Holosun, they've sent me optics in the past. They'll be sending me some lasers. You guys know I shoot and use other brands as well, so we can do some comparisons.
Yep.
I think them all. I think that's what people want to stack it up to. I'd say the OGL, but who knows when we're actually going to get them.
It is a little hard to get a hold of these days. And so the cool thing is, now the next question is, all right, it costs $800, but when can I buy it? Is it gonna be a next year kind of thing? We're shooting for Q2 this year.
Q2.
So you might actually have some fun toys for this summer to play with.
Nice.
So that's kind of what we're shooting for with them. So
that's phenomenal. And so walk me through some of these settings on the back here.
So basically the settings in the back, very simple modes. Middle is off, up is high, down is low. This button in the middle here is going to be how you rotate through the modes. This is still kind of a work in progress right now. We may not use this exact style of setup, but there's a little light indicator that tells you what mode you're in. You simply just click the button, it'll rotate through to whatever, Viz, IR, however you want to get it set up. So
cool.
But yeah, I mean, just seeing the beam action, just seeing it adjust in action, it's awesome.
Yeah,
it's really,
that
really
is
cool, so.
super cool. I want to throw one of these like on a PCC, little 9mm
I have it on a Flux, and it's freaking awesome. Dude.
Nice.
It is really cool. It's so lightweight, you really don't even notice it.
Yeah,
so.
Because that's the thing with lasers too. Like I primarily run the MAWL.
Yeah, yep.
It's very powerful for a civilian laser.
You get a lot out of it, that's for sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
A lot of law enforcement uses it.
Yep.
Military uses the full power. It's heavy. It's a big chunky boy.
It is not taking up a small space on your rail. That is for sure. And I think the other thing too that to take into consideration with this is because of that V-cell technology, it has an incredibly robust illuminator. This is so much better than our previous iterations. It blows them out of the water.
Cool.
It's
and I was a big fan
power
of the
increase.
LE321
Yep.
GR.
Yeah, the 321.
Yep. That was excellent. That is a bit heavier than this one, a little bit bigger footprint.
It's going to be hard to justify kind of an LE321 when this exists on the marketplace because of just how strong the illuminator is. It's a significant increase in power.
And see, look at that. This company is putting out products to beat its own products.
I mean, all we do is focus on innovation, and the way that we do that is by listening to what our customers want. Turns out everyone out there has lots of feedback. If you go online, people have as many opinions to give.
Sure.
And so we just try to listen to the right people and make that into the products. And I think at the end of the day, that's kind of what we've been doing best at. It's just giving people what they're asking for. So, and taking that same kind of consideration. So if you like to play in the dark, now we have a new rifle light that'll kind of be an accoutrement to this, if you will. And the cool thing about this one is that we're coming in at a really, really reasonable price point for the amount of features that you're getting out of this. So
is it relatively the same that I just thought? So if a normal light's about $400,
yeah, you're on that right train of thought. I mean, for this
one,
one,
is going to be around $200.
180.
180 bucks.
Yeah. So
and what's the lumen output?
So lumens is going to be 1,000 lumens.
Okay,
with
candelas.
80,000 candela.
Ooh,
so
dead bright.
A little bit of horsepower. In the box, you're going to get an M-LOK and a Picatinny mount.
Cool.
And we don't want to reinvent the wheel. We like to make things simple. It's a Scout mount, so if you've got a bunch of Scout mount stuff for your rifle, just throw this on there. We understand. We hear you guys. We get it. And additionally, with that, we're also
tail cap compatible.
2 different tail caps in the box.
Okay.
One pressure clicky button one, and then one that's going to be a crane port plug. And so we're working on some dual lead switches as well as a single lead. It'll come with a single lead switch, which I think I have one in the others. I can show you guys some B-roll shots. It's very nice. It's very small, incredibly compact, and it works perfectly.
Cool.
The other additional thing about this is taking an 18650 battery, or sorry, 18650 battery.
Okay.
So if you want to, you can just swap it in the field by taking the tail cap off, or you have magnetic charging. So you just go to bed, tuck your gun in, plug her in, make sure she's doing well.
$180. You guys are crazy.
$180. So,
man's crazy.
Yeah. So light and laser package for around $1,000. I mean, a lot of people are looking to the secondhand market and trying to find some salty packs at that price, and so I just kind of we're bringing the heat.
I love it because I've seen some people too where NODS is expensive to get into,
right?
And
not inexpensive.
To spend your hard-earned money on night vision, now you've been limited in the laser space to get into it,
right? To
have the output that people want.
Yep.
And so like I don't even remember how much I spent on the MAWL, but it was more than I could stomach. You know what I mean? And I was just like, and I have one MAWL.
Right.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Because there's so much. And I could literally buy 5 irises for one MAWL. 5 guns with lasers instead of 1 gun with a laser.
And that's kind of my takeaway from this is like, nothing against any of the other competitors in the market. They all make incredible products.
They're established. They've been there.
The point is like, I don't know anybody who's got just one gun, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're trying to get out a bunch of your stuff and have fun and, have options for your buddies to come out and shoot into their nods or whatever it may be, I mean, the price points that we bring with the features that we bring, I don't know. Nobody can really touch us in that space. No. And I think that's really just kind of been our bread and butter,
cool.
so.
So cool. All right. Now, this is the one that I was antsy about. The Iris was on the table for me. That was exciting, but you guys know I'm a big pistol shooter. And so we have this nice little combo right here. And you might think this looks like a larger 509T or something along that.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
This is a thermal pistol optic, okay? So with this light and with this optic, your thermal sensor is built onto the light.
Correct, yep.
And then this is this the, what footprint is it? 509T footprint. So if you have optic plates for your 509T for whatever pistol you're running, you can put this on, put on your thermal sensor, and now you have thermal on a pistol.
Yeah, and so one thing that's like really incredible about this is the fact that like it's wirelessly communicating back and forth, sending that signal, and you're getting an overlay inside of the red dot sight, but you can still use it as a traditional red dot
So
sight.
it's almost
90%
dual
of the time.
purpose.
Exactly.
So
right.
yeah, so red dot when you need it, thermal when you want it.
Right. Yeah. Because I mean, it's one of those things. We just take our tech and just say, how can we make it smaller? How can we make it better? And the engineers are just wizards, man. They're constantly coming up with some incredible stuff. And looking at this too, there's a white light that's built into it. So if you do need illumination, you have that. And it's just, it's incredible. This is still a long ways away from probably being a commercially released product. I don't even think this is going to be a this year type of thing. Turns out when you put a lot of electronics on things that go explodey and bang and they're riding on a slide, there's a little bit of things involved with that. So we want to make sure we really knock this one out of the park. So we're going to go back to the drawing board, make sure it's really buttoned up. So I'm thinking probably next year. I do have a price point on this though.
Do you? Let's hear it.
We're hearing rumbles of around $1,000.
What?
So
Are you kidding me?
About $1,000. Yeah. So I mean, honestly, I can see a lot of people being interested in this just because it's a giant enclosed optic, and people just, hey, bigger window, go faster. But at the same time, something that's really interesting that we're kind of exploring with this technology is, you might find this interesting. People who suffer from astigmatisms or color blindness. Now, if you're looking at an OLED screen that's projecting a reticle, does that change the astigmatism thing? So we're going to do some research on that and kind of figure out how that works. But because we can build a digital reticle into the unit, it may potentially be a solution for people with astigmatisms and some color blindness.
That's awesome. So, okay, one thing that's throwing me off here is that this is our thermal sensor.
Yep.
This is the optic. I see no cable.
Wirelessly communicates. Yep.
Wirelessly communicates.
Yep, at 50 frames a second. So just sending the data super fast. The prototypes are honestly incredible, man. Like, we've been playing with these in the office for a little bit. We're just honestly as flabbergasted as everybody else. We immediately got one and put it on a Flux, and it's just the most fun. Like, it is so cool. Yeah. And we'll have these out at the agency party as well for people to kind of get demos on. So maybe Hunter will get some footage of that later tonight. But you know, this whole system, it's still in its very early concept phase, but what I'm seeing already, incredibly exciting.
Yeah, and like one thing to note on the DRSs as well, from the thermals and night vision that we saw at SHOT Show last year, and some of the footage that you guys are familiar with, it's even better now. So given the time for you guys to refine everything, I think I played with one of the final versions at the Smith & Wesson HQ event.
That actually was like a mid-production sample.
Mid-production.
These ones are even way further ahead of that.
Okay, so I haven't even looked through the new one yet, but even that mid-sample, we were IDing people out to like 300 yards, 340 yards or something like that. And you can make out different shapes of people and individual characteristics on those people.
100%.
Which is cool. And again, it also is a red dot and a thermal, or a red dot and night vision. So you get dual use purpose on both those optics. And I bet that same degree of clarity and advancement we'll probably see on this one too after you guys start playing with it a little bit.
I mean, you know, comparing sensor sizes, right? The sensor resolution is honestly based on the sensor size that you're using to get that data coming in. So we're doing a pretty apples to apples comparison. One cool thing about this as well too, inside here, because it's meant to be held at a pistol length distance, we have a 0.03 wide field of view situation that makes it expand inside of the sight that you're looking through to give a little bit more field of view so you're not as sucked into it. So there's so many cool bells and whistles in this that even I haven't even got a chance to like check out. I mean, these samples are so hot off the presses. It's like I'm learning just as much as you are today and learning about these. So
that's awesome.
You know, as we continue to progress with it, you know, samples hopefully will go out. People get to play with some fun new toys. But you know, just incredible new stuff coming out this year. The engineers are just it's awesome to see what we're doing with all the feedback we're getting from everyone.
And with this too, my initial thought with this is the pistol's cool, but I think this mounted on a 12 o'clock mount on your rifle with the thermal attached. That way you can scan, find heat signatures, and then start glassing them up and get those accurate shots.
100%.
Because
offsets is a really, really interesting idea for this. And if the runtime is going to be where we're trying to get it at, you know, hopefully about an hour, I mean, I think the battery life, obviously with the red dot sight, is going to be one of those complications that we're trying to, you know, figuring out over the next time period. But if you have an option to just have it at 12 o'clock, click it on, get a quick thermal scan, and you still have a backup red dot sight the entire time you need it, like it's going to be really, really awesome.
And so the thermal, is the thermal based off of this bottom unit here as far as resolution, picking up the sensors, but as long as you have a battery in here, that red dot will work in the
Yeah, so basically
optic itself.
Yeah, the cool thing about this one is this doesn't use like a traditional coin battery, because obviously we're like using an OLED screen in there. It'd be a little crazy to think a coin battery could power that. So we have a little lithium polymer battery that fits this whole battery tray system in here.
Okay.
So realistically, like the red dot battery life is probably in the hundreds of thousands of hours. And
Nice.
so, you know, even crazier higher than you would
Yeah.
possibly ever need. But yeah, when it is wirelessly communicating right now, we're getting around that 45-minute mark.
Cool.
But there's still a lot of advancements that we want to make with this, and you know,
Sure.
the systems that we're using wirelessly, room for improvement there for battery life, transmission,
Yeah.
signal. There's always going to be much more
So,
refinements.
Can
there.
we do a
So-
drop test with this?
Yeah, let me just get a couple samples out your
Yeah,
way. We'll see how this one
easy
survives the drop
peasy.
test. No problem. So,
But honestly, this thing looks like it's built like a tank. You got real thick walls on the outside
Yeah.
here and everything, thick corners. I see there's even some little tangs on the corner here that probably is going to make this thing very durable for what it is.
yeah, I'm kind of curious to see if people end up buying this at that $1,000 price point and just run it as a red dot.
Yeah.
And like don't even really factor in using the thermal as much. But it's just an interesting concept as a product right now. And I think as we kind of get through the next year, we'll figure out exactly what places it falls into. But I mean, just to have the pistol technology or the thermal technology on a pistol is just wild, man. Like
Never seen it before.
It's incredible.
I was
Yeah,
so
it's
hyped.
honestly really,
So
really
hyped.
cool. So, one last thing I did want to note on the table here. We have a couple of other
Yeah,
items
yeah.
that we didn't talk about.
Okay.
We have some new PID flashlights. We basically took our PID series and just shrunk it down about 20%.
Okay.
We're working on some holster compatibility situations to kind of figure out what it fits in for everybody. So, you know, go buy your Hunter belt, and then you'll have the ability to get a new light.
Belt.
Everybody wins.
Support the
Belts.
channel. Buy
Yes,
belt.
I have a belt. Get one. Moving towards something that you might find pretty interesting here. This is our Ames Max. This is the Ronin edition.
Big boy.
The big boy, yeah. This is all of the window and then
Does
some.
Two-Lamb fit in here?
He's a large individual. I don't know that he's going to make it inside of there. But with that said, this is like, I know, 30 to 40% bigger than our
Yeah.
traditional Ames. I know that you've been rocking the Ames. You really like it a
Yep.
lot. So this gives you the ability now to just giant window go fast, because it is, yeah, it's pretty incredible.
I want one of these too.
I'll see if I can get a gold one for you. We'll try. I know.
My eyes
how
suck.
your
I need
eyes.
the gold
Yeah, yeah.
reticle.
We'll see if I can try to finagle a gold for you. But we'll at least have green and red as options.
Yeah, and so like I've been running the Ames now. I'm probably, let's just say like 10,000 rounds in on my Terran TR9 PCC for matches. Absolutely love it. The
Yep.
green's very bright.
Yep.
We tried some different height mounts, and it's nice that there's options out there.
Yeah.
Does this have a different footprint than the normal Ames?
So I'm honestly not 100% sure on what the footprint compatibility is going to be on the underside
Okay.
of that. I'm still kind of working out exactly what
yeah,
the sample is.
this
that
is
we
still the
have.
new.
It's still very new, yeah.
Okay.
A lot of the stuff that we got for the show
And
is very
these are
relatively-
blacked out too, which is cool.
A lot of people, honestly, if you look at all of the new products that we have, we went with subdued logos and branding.
Yep.
We hear people, we get it. We don't want you guys buying Illuma Birch pens and going out there and blacking them out, but we understand it. It's not everyone wants the branding and all their stuff, but all the new stuff does come with incredibly subdued logos and everything. So, you know, we're trying to.
Cool. Are
kind
we
of
going to see
streamline
that like
our
on the
approach.
comp lines and other lines as well?
Potentially, yes.
Okay.
You know, maybe there'll be some new updates to the 507 competition series. Hopefully,
And
maybe
everybody here knows that I love that optic. And if you haven't seen it, go check out our drop test video. We launched the gun hundreds of feet in the air, and it withstands almost
agony
everything.
to my soul watching those videos.
Yeah, not bulletproof. They are milk proof. They can withstand verbal
they
abuse.
did pass the
We
milk
lit it
test.
on fire.
The fire, yes.
It's honestly probably the most ridiculous optic torture test that I've seen online.
I mean, but very
We had a lot
common
of
things
fun.
you might experience on a range. You know, you're going to
Yeah.
get verbally abused. Milk, high probability.
Yep.
You know, fire, definitely, obviously.
Absolutely. And I fall from 100-foot cliffs regularly, and my number one concern is my optic, not my body. It's a temple, so of course my body's going to be okay. And then magnifier.
Yeah.
How much is this? This looks long, so I'd
So-
assume there's 5x.
6.
6.
Yeah, 6. So,
Another
and then
one.
price point around $330, $350 on that one. So yeah, took our 3X magnifier and just said, hey, what's bigger? 6 is bigger. Turns out it's pretty dang nice at a 6X mag. So I've been using this one for a little bit now, and it's awesome, dude. It's great.
Awesome.
But,
And then SCS, you guys have new footprints for it.
Yeah, we have a couple new SCSs that are coming out. We have one for the CZ P10.
Yep.
So if you got a P10 at home, which I know that you do,
Yes.
thank you for taking those pictures, by the
You're
way.
welcome. Catalog, check it out.
Yeah,
Your boy.
Hunter's hands. You'll see his fingers in there.
Yeah, my beat up, rough hands.
I may have photoshopped a few things out to help your hands out a little bit on that one, so you're not the best hand model.
It's okay.
And,
Keep to the moneymaker.
and then we have our new SCS for the carry gun, so 365 series.
Okay.
So we have an enclosed version of that now. It's got aspheric lenses, so crystal clear, just like
Yeah.
our EPSs,
Yeah.
enclosed, but now it's got the SCS.
I've been
technology.
saying it, the EPS carry is the clearest compact dot on the market, hands down. And they're tough. It's enclosed.
Going to enclosed just makes a lot of sense these days. I think as the future kind of progresses with hopefully mounting plates and all that kind of stuff, enclosed will just be the way that we kind of end up with for the concealed carry guns. I think for the bigger pistols, competition pistols, open guns, not that big of a deal. I mean, a lot of times that thing's living in a bag anyways, most of the time. But if you are carrying appendix or concealed carrying in a bag or something, get a freaking enclosed optic. It's really the best way.
Do you have to put a warning for a choking hazard on these for children?
Because
I'm looking at this and I'm feeling like Buddy the Elf, where I just want to.
That's the next durability test.
These are probably really clean, right?
Will it pass through Hunter entirely? SHOT Show 2024.
You guys just keep doing it every single year.
They can't keep getting away with it.
It's awesome. Josh, thank you
definitely.
so much.
For sure, man.
Guys, thank you for checking out the channel. Let us know what you think about these Holosun products down in the comments. Do all the YouTube things, subscribe, check us out on Instagram, check out Holosun's content. These guys are shooters too, which I can appreciate. They're practicing every week and getting better. Not every company can say that. And so these optics are produced and engineered by shooters, for shooters. And that's the type of products that I like.
Yeah, 100%, man.